Hey, true believers, Chris Mack coming at you today with Blackest Nights, Issue 1. We are now diving into the eeriness that William Hand has set upon the DC universe. So after kind of having the zero issue give you an idea of what's going on, sort of catching you up with Hal Jordan and Barry Allen, we open up and it says, "Some things are worse than death. Some things like me. I hear you out there in deep space. I hear your children buzzing like flies. You're hungry. My father said, everyone dies, William. And just kind of pay attention to whose gravesite he's at. And it says Space Sector 666. He said death is the only thing you can count on in this universe. Yes, I killed him to prove his point. I'm hungry. Death compels us because powerful or weak, love or hated, no one escapes death. That includes you." So you're just kind of like, whew, okay. And then we just see all these rings shoot out into the galaxy in one final creepy panel. And you are connected to them all. Yeah. So with all that said, there is this, what is it called? It says, years ago, the day everyone thought Superman died was declared a national day of mourning. Since he returned, it's become a day to honor the super beings who gave their lives protecting the world and the innocents we failed to save. Among those innocents, the 7 million who were incinerated when Mongol and the cyborg Superman destroyed Coast City, which was during the reign of the Superman. People argued over what to do with the land. Some wanted to leave it as a graveyard, others a memorial. They said we'd never come back. They said our city would stay dead. They were wrong because they were afraid. My brother wasn't. His family wasn't. And neither were the people who followed him there. Coast City got a second chance. And then we get this great splash page, 90s style even, of the Green Lantern Corps gracing Coast City during this day of mourning, kind of celebrating as well, showing that there is hope. And it's just a beautiful scene, kind of explaining each, like how John Stewart's the wingman, former U.S. Marine and Corps sharpshooter. I'm captain in the U.S. Air Force. I'm also an officer in the Green Lantern Corps, Space Sector 2814. Former linebacker and Corps bravado, Guy Gardner. And artist and Corps conscience, Kyle Rayner. So we kind of get the players in this little drama that's about to unfold. And they kind of do this very nice memorial. And they said, even though all this has happened, talking about everybody that has died, all of Kyle Rayner's loves, from the one that was murdered at the hands of the Starfire to the one that was brutally and unnecessarily killed and stuffed in the refrigerator, Alan Scott's daughter dying. He says the only one of us that seems to have a happy ending is Guy Gardner. None of us thought we'd ever be envious of Guy Gardner, but here we are. He's saying, in the look of all that, they stand strong. And now while all this is happening, we also see the mourning. We see Connor, Martha, and Clark paying their respects to Jonathan Kent, who passed away. Martin Stein paying his respects to Ronnie Raymond. And they point out, they go, I really think we need to check the toxicity levels around here. Look at the trees and the grass. It's raining, but everything's dying. And you start to notice that this happens everywhere. I love how Casey's talking to Bart, the Titans Tower Memorial. She goes, we took your statue down anyway, Bart, which I guess he died at one point in history. And I love how he shoots back saying, I wish you could take them all down. There's apparently also a secret, graveyard in Central City where the villains come to pay respects to fallen villains. And Boomerang says I thought today was supposed to be about remembering heroes. And I think this is Weather Wizard. He goes, it's all a matter of perspective, Owen. You might not understand what it means to be a rogue, but your father did. Now, as we all kind of get this moment, Alfred comes to Gotham City to pay respects to Bruce, who, as we said, allegedly died in Batman R.A.P. But he sees something that spooks him to the core. Now, Carter Hall, remember him and his wife both, whenever they die, they're reincarnated. They're supposed to have their memories. But here, Hot Girl is basically denouncing, saying she remembers anything, and he's saying, so you don't love me. And she goes, you don't have any memories of our previous lives like I do. Jean did something I've never seen anyone do in all my years with the League, Kendra. She made the atom feel small. And this is going to talk about Jean, who killed Sue Dinsby, and I believe the Elongated Man as well. And that was the wife of the Atom. Alfred reports what's going on at the gravesite of Bruce Wayne. And then chaos ensues. We start to see black lantern rings come across the galaxy. Flesh. This is the tomb or the crypt of the Great Lanterns. They start coming to Earth. John Jones of Mars. Katma, 2 of Kruger. Ronnie Raymond of Earth. Digger Harkness of Earth. Arthur Curry of Earth. Rise. And I remember reading this panel for the first time, absolutely terrifying. Just seeing all these characters that you grew up loving and seeing the twisted versions that they become. There's a ghastly scene with the Elongated Man. And it's just, it is something to behold what happens here. Now, I don't want to give too much away. I want you guys to go check out this book if you've never read it. If you want something with some kick-ass zombies in a DC Comics universe, you got it in the form of Blackest Nights. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen, please first and foremost support your local comic shop or wherever it is you like to get your comics and books, and grab yourself a copy or the collected trade. And if you've enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate if you take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that fancy little rise bell next to subscribe, that way as we continue to upload content, you guys will get notified. Come to the channel, and we love talking with you all and hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments below, or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, I hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.